Hello students. As promised, I am going to read 2 chapters of Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. Make sure that you also read the text here that I'm going to post with it to see what your writing assignment is to go along with it. Those of you who were not in class on Monday, we did read a chapter. You'll remember that Minley met the water buffalo boy and his water buffalo in the outer city. And she asked him if she can get into the inner city, and he offered her a place to stay for the night. So she went to his hut. She found out that he has meager belongings just like her and her parents, and they ate some rice, and he told her that he has a friend, a very beautiful woman who comes to visit him from time to time. So we're going to pick up from there. Here we go with chapter 19. Minley started awake as she heard the scraping of the door against the dirt. The moonlight streamed in from the window, lighting the bare hut. The boy had given her his pile of grass to sleep on and joined the buffalo, using some of its grass and a pillow. But as the buffalo snored loudly, Minley could see the bowl-shaped hollow in the hay was empty. "I wonder where he went," Minley said, and she found herself thinking of Ma and Ba and Dragon waiting for her. Suddenly, the silence of the room seemed to ache with loneliness. The boy must be meeting his friend, Minley realized, and unable to control her curiosity, she crept to the window to peek. Yes, the friend was there. Minley was startled when she saw her. Even with the buffalo boy blocking most of her view, Minley could see his friend was beautiful, even more beautiful than he had described her. She seemed to glow like a pearl in the moonlight, and her deep blue silk dress seemed to be the same color as the sky. The bag she held in her graceful hand seemed to be made of the same silk, but the silver thread embroidered on it made it look as if it were made from a piece of the star-scattered sky. Everything about her seemed finer and more delicate than the average person, and there was definitely something unusual about the buffalo boy's friend. Minley watched her laugh and listened intently as the buffalo boy spoke. He gestured to the house, and Minley just ducked out of sight as the friend glanced towards her. He must be asking her about how I can see the king, Minley thought. As soon as she dared, Minley peeked out against the window. The buffalo boy's friend had her eyes closed towards the sky, as if listening to the wind. Then she looked at the buffalo boy and spoke. He nodded, and the girl smiled at what Minley imagined was the buffalo boy's enthusiastic thanks. Minley sat down on the wooden stool. "She knows a lot of things," the buffalo boy had said about his friend. After seeing her, Minley was ready to believe it. "But who is she?" Minley asked out loud. Just then, the buffalo boy came back inside. "Oh, you're awake," he said when he saw Minley. As much as he tried, he couldn't hide the leftover smiles and laughter from his visit. His eyes sparkled as he sprawled himself out on the bed of grass. "I talked to my friend. She said that the king might be at the market of green abundance tomorrow morning, but you are going to have to find him yourself." "Really?" Minley said. "How does she know?" The boy shrugged. "You didn't ask?" Minley asked. "Don't you think it's mysterious that you only see her once in a while? And you never visit her, she only visits you? And that she knows things like where the king might be tomorrow? Who is she, really?" "She's my friend," the boy said simply. "That's who she is, and that's enough for me." As Minley looked at the buffalo boy, aglow with happiness against his poor surroundings, she saw that it was enough for him. More than enough, as the smile that kept curling up on his face told her. Minley's questions fell from her as she realized there was nothing else to say. Chapter 20. There's the rice bowl. Ma and Ba walked quietly through the forest. Their steps made a rhythm to the music of forest noises. Ba's arms ached from carrying the goldfish bowl, but he said nothing. "I can carry the goldfish if you are tired," Ma said. Ba opened his mouth to protest when he heard, "Let her, old man. It's her way of saying she's not angry anymore." Ba closed his mouth and looked at the fishbowl and then at Ma. She stood waiting, clearly ignorant of the fish's words. He handed the bowl to Ma. "If it gets heavy, I can take it back," he said. "We can take turns," Ma said, nodding. Ma was carrying the fishbowl when the night fell and they came back home to the village. The neighbors saw their return and all crowded around as if they were selling good luck. "Did you find Min Lee?" they asked. "Where is she? Where did you get a goldfish?" Both Ma and Ba shook their heads over and over. "No," they said, "we didn't find her. We don't know where she is. The goldfish is from the goldfish peddler. We followed his footprints thinking they were Min Lee's. And we decided," Ba finally said, "to come back and wait. After she finds Never-Ending Mountain, Min Lee will come home." "Wait for her," one of the neighbors said. "How can you let your daughter search for the Never-Ending Mountain? You are just as lost as her." "We tried to find her, but now we do not know where to look. So we will wait," Ba said, and then glanced at Ma, who, though her lips tightened at the neighbor's words, did not disagree. "We trust Min Lee. She will come home." And then Ma and Ba went into their house, leaving the sea of shaking heads behind them. Ma placed the goldfish bowl on the table and quietly began making dinner. A soft breeze seemed to blow in the moonlight, spilling it through the open window and lighting the fishbowl like a lantern. Ba looked at Ma cautiously. Her face looked wary, but the gentle wind which rippled the bowl's water seemed to smooth the creases of her face. And when the cloud-white rice was finished, Ma took her chopsticks and fed the fish from her bowl.